Mr. Darcy and I would like to welcome you to my hallway. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we're taking a second look at CurveSoul. I worked with them around the holiday season and I really enjoyed a majority of their holiday geared items. I'll have to say that the standout items to me were like that red and gold dress and then the blue velvet burnout. In fact, hang on, this one, I've worn both of them several times. They've washed well and they're super comfortable, which I will take all day long. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about CurveSoul. They are truly a plus size shop, and there is something to be said for clothing houses that actually cut patterns to plus size bodies. There are certain things that we do need in a pattern. We typically need for our hemlines to be a little bit longer, both on shirts and on dresses. I find that that's often taken care of better in companies that specialize in that. And so CurveSoul offers US sizes 12 through 30 on their site. Their clothes range from casual to, I guess, maybe like a semi-formal. And today I'm really focusing on the casual to maybe the smart casual with one really fun outlier because why not? So shipping typically takes about 7 to 15 days and it's free if you spend over $69. Returns are free for that first return if you do it within 60 days, but there is a caveat. You can't just start a return online. You have to actually email support, and they kind of work like Cider and the old Bloom Chic model that whenever you first start a return, they begin by offering you a discount, but then you can work from there. I just think that that's good information to have. Now, I have a pretty awesome discount for you today. It is 25%, and my code is BigonStyleMedia. Typically, I'm big on style, but I'm always open to big on savings. All right, so I got 10 items to review, and I think we better get to it. My first two pieces have a lot of similarities, and I'm interested if we can kind of spot the differences. Everything that I ordered today is in a size 22 to 24, which is kind of my size. I'm in a good 22. Sometimes I can wear 20 pants, but I'd say I'm a overall 3X 22 US. And then I am 5'10" for reference on length. This is a Dolman style dress. It's incredibly gauzy. These two from the pictures look almost identical, but they're not exactly. This one has 8 different colors to choose from, and then this really pretty deep blue one has 4 different colors to choose from. They're both gauzy. They have a slightly different elasticized waist. I'm gonna show you. Like if you look at the smocking, this one has the smock lines all the way across, and this one has a little more detail. It almost has like the Grecian effect where it's got 3 lines up here. It has a nice big opening and then 3 lines down below. I wanna see on if we notice the differences. Now they both have pockets. They both have a drawstring that comes in the back, and I believe they both have an open back as well. A little bit different. So this one V's both front and back, and this one V's in the front, closes in the back, but goes all the way down to the smocked waist. So I am going to steam these bad boys and then we're gonna try her on. All right, I actually really like the way that this looks. Now it is incredibly low cut, and I'm wearing a bra because there is a 0% chance of me not wearing a bra. All of my bras are pretty full coverage and sit pretty high. And so I just have one that I thought blended enough. I don't know, let me see what y'all think. To where I could wear it out in the wild and not feel any kind of way about it. The care instructions on this one says to have it professionally dry cleaned or washed separately. I'm just letting you know that I don't do that. I almost never ruin clothing. I mean, like pretty much never, but I do wash things on permanent press, which is how I would wash this, and like cross my fingers, take my chances, and it has always worked out well for me. Not guaranteeing it will for you, but I'm just saying that's how I want to do it. I do like the motion of this. It's a very gauzy, flowy fabric. I want you to see. It would make for a beautiful swim cover up. Like if you're going to a pool party, you don't know who all's gonna be there. You don't wanna be all out in your swimsuit. This would be ideal. I love the gauziness of it. The smocking is under the bust, but then also on the sleeves, and it creates a dolman neckline. Typically, I don't like dolman shirts, and we're gonna really test that out today because I've got this dolman, the blue dolman, and then I've got a red dolman top, which they're really trying to push my dolman boundaries and see if I can finally fall in love. I have a niece that's going to UT, that's the University of Texas, and these are the colors, and so this may just be a graduation dress if it looks as good on the video as I'm feeling right now. We've got not 1, but 2 slits in this bad boy, but neither of them is too high. I really do think that they're nice. I just am a big fan of the flow. So now what I'm gonna do is put on the other one and have you spot the differences. All right, there are 3 differences between this and the last dress. Can you spot them? There actually might be more than 3, but there are definitely 3 that I can think of. The slit is like double length in this, and there's only one of them. That might count as 2 differences, unsure. The band in the other felt like it sloped down a little bit, whereas this one feels like it's across. And the back is definitely different whenever we come to a V back here as opposed to like the straight slot down. Honestly, I think the silhouette of this one feels a little bit nicer, but I think it's also because there's a lot more contrast between this color and my skin, whereas the other one blended in a little bit more. This slit is incredibly high, but if you look, there is a slip under here, and the slip comes to right about this area. I would stitch this to the end of the slip just for my own personal comfort. I think that this one also moves beautifully. I think that the last one was a smidge longer, but they both have that gauzy, flowy material. I did have to steam both of them. I didn't have to steam everything, I'll let you know. And so, I don't know, whenever it comes to laundering, this does say to hand wash separately. Again, I would put it on a permanent press load with my dressy clothes. I would toss a color catcher in there, and then I would dry it on a steam cycle and steam it if I had to after. This one does have pockets, both of them do. I love that we are incorporating pockets in so many different pieces. This one is just a really breezy, nice spring, definitely into summer look. It even has some fall colors. So if it's nice and warm outside in your fall like it is ours, I could totally get away with wearing this for 3 seasons. Now, this is definitely in the casual area, so it's not something that I would wear to work, but I do think that it's lovely. Let me grab the next piece. My next is this black jumpsuit, and this almost has a very similar neckline. I'm interested to see what she does on. I was just looking, and this comes in 3 different colors. It comes in a really, really deep green, and it also comes in a royal blue, which, oh my goodness, if this looks really nice on, I could totally use a royal blue jumpsuit. I should have ordered it in that color. But yeah, this also has the smocked waistband, also has pockets. I'm gonna check it out. One thing that I do think is interesting, whenever I was putting this one on, I put it on backwards to start, and what made me realize it wasn't is that there's that drawstring right here in the back. There are no tags at the tops, which it's funny, I didn't even realize that I use that as an indicator to know where my back and where my front is. And so that was a little bit confusing. I'm seeing the same thing in this one, that there's not a tag, but there's also not gonna be something that irritates you. There is a care tag on the side seam that has the size and care instructions. So it's not like it's totally tagless, it's just kind of in an odd spot. Can you, oh yeah, you like this one? It matches the Lulu. All right, can you sit? No barking. Lulu is very, very excited about this one.
Come here.
Okay. So excited that Dad just had to take her out. Lots and lots of barking. So this one I think is actually also very attractive. I like the way it fits. I really, really love the wide legs. I think that it's incredibly comfortable leading into summertime. I do think that this would be absolutely beautiful in that royal blue. The one thing that gives me some pause is how low cut it is. Now again, I'm wearing a bra and this is exactly how I would wear it. It almost looks like an undershirt. I might get something that contrasted just a little bit more. I want you to see, just so that it doesn't look like from a distance I'm looking at you in this tiny little viewfinder that I'm got a lot naked. Well, I think that it's very attractive on. Let me walk to you. The legs are really nice and loose. It's got really deep pockets. This one is just true comfort. I really like the elastic waist. Again, just like the last 2, I'm not wearing this to work, but there is a whole world outside of work. So we're kind of in a like smart casual. I think that I could wear this to work had it not been for the low cut. Maybe if I put a cardigan on under, that could be a game changer. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? Let me grab the next. When I say Dolman top, this is what I'm thinking of. I've gotten so many of these from Daily Look, and I've never kept one because it always seems to do something weird with my arms and my belly. I'm interested to see if a shop that specializes in plus size is able to pull off a Dolman on my apple body. That'll make it look good. So we're gonna test her out. All right, the pants are not them, but I had to throw something on or else I would have been pantsless because the only bottom that I have totally clashes. So I actually really like this top. What I like most about it is the way that it feels. And I wish that I could convey that to you. I wish that I could have you reach through and feel it. I mean, it is like one step from dreamy soft. So on my softness scale, where I have like plain Hanes tee, a little bit rough, gets the job done, to it's like butter, I cannot wait. I need my hands on it now. Softness, this is a 4. I mean, we are so close to being there. I would be so happy to wear this all day and just feel this material. It feels so incredibly nice. Now, it is 92% rayon, 8% spandex. Rayon just oftentimes has a very luxurious feel. Now, the Dolman properties. I think that this is probably one of the best Dolman tops that I've put on. I still don't know that I'm 100% sold on the style. So my waist, like where I go in the most, is kind of right under my bust. And I think that the problem that I have with it is that oftentimes you're a little bit loose there. It's like you go straight from my boobs down to my waist, and I miss like the part that could make me look a little bit thinner. And so I think that honestly, if I dissected it, that's where my problem with the Dolmans is. But I do think that this is a great shirt. It comes in 10 colors, which is a total bonus. This is 100% the color that I would have chosen. All right, let me see what's next. Okay, next we're going back to black. This is a little bit of, oh my goodness, like a ruched style sheath dress. There is a whole lot of ruching. It's got some ruching here, almost like a corset, and then it has it going down the back. This doesn't have any lining whatsoever. It feels almost like a polyester. Let's see. 88% polyester, 12% spandex. That's pretty much exactly what I would have told you. I wouldn't have known the percentages, but I'd have said somewhere around there. And I think that you don't want the lining because you want it to be slinky, but because there are so many seams, I wonder how that's going to feel. And I think that there's only one way to find out. Okay, this dress is slinky. It kind of epitomizes the little black dress, but I think that it might be a smidge too sexy, like in cut for me. Well, my daughter thinks that I look like I'm going to court. Am I trying to hit on the jurors? Maybe. I think that with all of the ruching on the sides and then the kind of corseting, let me see if you can see it. I want to stay really right here on the light. It's got these two seams here and then it kind of comes up. I know that I would not be comfortable wearing this to my office. Maybe for a date night. Let me ask my husband. Well, he was no help at all. He thinks it's simple and beautiful, which is very nice. But all right, so yeah, I think it's simple, it's nice. I think that the ruching pulls the slit. You can see my little shorties under here. I don't know exactly where I'd be comfortable wearing it. Because it's black, it does have some loveliness to it. And maybe that someone is me on a date night, we'll see. All right, next is a leopard jumpsuit. I typically stay away from leopard as a clothing option. I know I've said it, my dorm room was like decked out in animal prints. I don't know, I've just never really worn many animal prints, but this was one of the options for me to choose. And I thought, hey, let's see how it does. I think we're gonna have to check it out. This is the leopard jumpsuit, and my daughter said she really likes it, but she thinks that it's because she really likes jumpsuits in general on me. This one I feel like is a little bit shorter in the stride than the last one. Overall, it's tighter than most of them. On top of that, this one doesn't have pockets, and the previous garments have really spoiled me on that, so I'm kind of bummed that I don't have them. I'm gonna show you the motion in it. There's really not a lot of motion. I'm showing me in full body in it, I suppose. In all honesty, I don't know if this was a different color or print, if I would like it much more. I think that the leopard print just isn't doing it for me. And I don't know if it's the actual garment or if it's the print itself. This one doesn't come in any other colors or prints. It is a printed fabric. And so it's got the white on the inside. It has that quality about it that a lot of printed fabrics have that makes it feel a little bit less breathable. So I don't think that this would be a very comfortable piece in the summer in Texas. I think it would be really probably nice for lounging around the house. I think that it might even make a neat pajama, though I don't know that that's really what I need it for. The one good thing about this jumpsuit and the black jumpsuit that I did earlier is that both of them don't require assistance getting in and out of the restroom. I really have a problem with jumpsuits that need assistance in zipping. And a lot of times that's whenever there is a zipper in the back. Sometimes there are buttons in the back, but if I need help with it, no matter how good the jumpsuit looks, it's probably not for me because I cannot make it all day without going to the restroom. So that is one good thing about it. This is a crop piece, it's short sleeve, it is a very leopard print. And yeah, I think that's what I have to say about it. My next piece is a wrap dress, and it's a full wrap dress. So when I chose this one, I really thought it was burgundy. They called it purple. I totally disagreed until I got it in person. I would say it's probably a very deep purple or wine color. Every wrap dress that I've had up to this point has been a faux wrap. And it's interesting because I've called it a faux wrap. I pull it out, I know that it's a faux wrap, but I don't think that it's really like clicked to what a faux wrap is. This is a non-faux wrap or true wrap in that it is one solid piece, and then you have a sash that wraps that bad boy around you. And I think we need to see how it looks, because I definitely don't own one of these. All right, I actually like this so much more than I had expected to. The neckline totally feels like a 50s neckline. Do y'all see it? It's got the little sweetheart with the inward shoulders. And it's funny because I did not see it at all whenever I'd pulled it out of the bag. I think that this one is really nice. It's got some great detail. There's a lot of gathering up here around this. This rounded area does kind of help give it that 50s look. And I think that for as simple as this is, it's got some details that really kind of surprise me. So the strap came through a little hole right here, wrapped around my back, and is tying. It's got a whole lot of stretch. I'm gonna show you the back. The back is really nice and pretty plain. It's like 95% polyester, 5% spandex. So I think that it could be incredibly forgiving. One thing that I would be concerned about with a wrap dress is, like, inside I'm doing great, but outside with a big gust of wind or like a really bad untying incident, it could be a little scary. Now, I do have a sister-in-law, and I often say, my sister-in-law said, I am talking about 4 beautiful individual ladies whenever I say my sister-in-law. So I'm currently talking about the one that is like the second to the furthest away from me in distance. But I got to see her this past weekend, and she said that for areas like this, that she likes to take old hat pins. I'm totally going to get some and put them through so that they stay in place. I absolutely love that idea. I do like this one. I think that it's a very nice, simple one. I would totally wear this one to the office. Okay, I realized that for a lot of that, I had the edge of it below the microphone. I just want you to see and appreciate the neckline as it is supposed to be. My next one is a twofer. So I really thought that this skirt was interesting. I couldn't even envision what it was made of. This is an incredible stretch, almost shiny fabric, and I could absolutely see wearing this at a resort, being out near the pool, having a fancy drink with an umbrella. This skirt totally inspired this shirt as a choice. This is kind of a gauzy fabric, and then the top is like bedazzled in the most lovely ways. It has large and small studs that kind of go in a pattern. It's only on the front, so it doesn't continue onto the back. This appears to be another Dolman style top. I think we need to see how my vacation getaway outfit looks in person. All right, slap some fruit on my head and let's do a little dancing. What do you think, Lulu? This skirt is one that I have definitely not seen the likeness of. It's got a lot of different aspects that make it incredibly different, and I think that I appreciate the uniqueness. It is very stretchy. Like there is a whole lot of give. This is a 3X. I don't know that I'd want to go smaller, but I just want you to know that there is some generous sizing. It has a lot of intentional gathering, but you are effortlessly throwing something over a swimsuit and you look fantastic. The white top I appreciate a lot more than I thought I would. I really thought that I was getting something that would just complement the skirt, but I think this is a piece all on its own. I could totally wear this with dress pants to the office. I could totally wear it to the beach or out shopping. This is a super versatile top. I think the skirt's probably better saved for the pool, for a birthday party, or for something where I am just on island time. All right, as promised, I've got the fun one. This is like a full out sparkly gown. I know I've done a lot of different sequin gowns from different places, but I love them. I think that they can do so much with sequin fabrics, and I just want to get a good feel of how this is. One thing that I think is interesting is it's not very heavy, and I'm shaking it and I don't hear anything. Sometimes you shake it and you're like, oh goodness, they are gonna hear me coming. Where they will absolutely see you coming, you can come in quiet and stealthy. Is she practical? No. But do I love her anyway? Absolutely I do. Okay, and here's the thing, like one of the major perks about doing this whole YouTube thing is that I get to bring impractical things in my house that I never would have done otherwise without a solid reason. I love the way that this fits. I've always thought that I didn't like high necks because I thought that they made me look a little more broad, but I remembered my very first date with my husband. We were in high school, we were at a theater banquet, and I wore a dress almost just like this. I need to go check it out. It was really heavy. It had kind of some knit over it that I loved. And then it had some beading, and this style just really reminds me of it. So the other thing that this reminds me of is that scene in The Little Mermaid where she's like coming out of the ocean. So if I had like red hair and was born with fins and this was like a light purple color, I could totally cosplay this. As far as the detailing goes on this, I do like it. My favorite thing is that there's no scratching under the arm. If you had a sequin dress that has like kind of cut you up there, you know what I'm talking about? It's something that I'm always gonna point out from now on. I had someone ask about it and then I wore a dress that had that issue. And so it's something that I kind of like test out now. It has a super high slit, which seems appropriate with this amount of sequins. And then it has kind of a little keyhole right here. It zips up in the back and is long enough for me, which means that because I'm 5'10", you should take that into consideration. All right, I think it's time to wrap it up. Okay, so my favorite pieces were definitely the first three. I love the breezy way that these Dolman dresses worked. I don't know if I had a favorite of the two. I think the burnt orange might have a slight edge to it because the slits were a little bit lower. I thought the waist was slightly more attractive, but it's really kind of a toss-up. And then I loved the black jumpsuit. I thought that it was flattering. I love that it was easy to get on and off. And then I love the wide leg aspect of it. They all had pockets. These were the stars of the show for me. I think that if I'm looking in my like secondary category, I really like the orange skirt because I've never had anything quite like it. And I like the styling of the purple dress. This one I really liked, but it's not super practical. So if I didn't have somewhere that I needed to wear it, I don't know that it would be top of my list, but if I'm looking for something for a fancy party, this could absolutely fit the bill. The ones that were my least favorite were the black dress. I just felt like that ruching kept making the slit rise up. And then the leopard was my least favorite by far. Oh, and I forgot about the red top. The red top is just kind of somewhere in the middle. I'm very happy that I have it. I don't know if it's something that I would go and seek out on my own. I would love to know your thoughts. I'm always happy to have a conversation down in the comments. On the first day that I post this, I try to respond to every single comment, and then I always catch them as I can. Thank you, CurveSoul, for sending me these items. I want to thank you so much for coming and watching me. Without you, I wouldn't have any of these opportunities. I hope that you're enjoying this content. If you are enjoying this content and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come have fun with me. Liking, commenting, sharing, all of those things go a long way to helping the channel and pushing out my videos. I hope that you have a day as awesome as you are, and I'll see you in the next one.